going to read. That I have one book that particularly I'm going to read on Tuesday. It's A Kissing Hand. It's about this raccoon that goes to school, and the mom kisses his hand. So all these activities that I have, you have like hands-on activities, and I have a lot of stuffed animals in my room. So kind of when a baby comes, like I have my kindergartners come, and I know they're going to be attached, so I try to have a buddy or have something that kind of a little distraction, like so they'll be more comfortable. Of course, you always have to let the parents know we're safe environment, we're going to take care of them, they're going to come back or whatever, but just letting the parents know up front by sending that letter home and letting you know that this is going to happen the first day of school. So if you can kind of talk to them, also bring a family photo, you can put in their backpack and say, okay, this is, here, this is our family, and then you'd be surprised how that can kind of ease. But I mean, as a teacher, I have so many fun activities on the first day of school till they're probably gonna come home and say we had a great time.
And if I can add, because I don't experience it like the child grabbing on the parent leg, because I work with 7 to 12, I would be really, really concerned. But I will say that the kids do have anxiety coming from middle school to high school and even going off to college. And so I think also just parents being aware that just because your child is not the little bitty kindergartens, and I've been down there because we have to go and help out sometime, and they're crying for real. But just understanding that the older kids still experience anxiety because they're going from middle school to high school, and just kind of having those conversations with them, and let them know that, hey, we all experience that. We got to do something new. We all don't like change. You will meet friends. So don't forget about the older kids. That's what I want to just really say, because a lot of times we think that's just what happens when you go to kindergarten. But just remember, when you're making any kind of change, whether it's transitioning to college or middle school to high school, that everyone experienced that. So just keep that in mind for the older kids.
And prayer always works. As we're a Christian family, it's always good to, have a prayer. And of course, I know sometimes parents, like they say, it's more nervous than children, but you always pray that you get the best teacher that's going to support your child throughout the year. And I believe in the power of prayer, and I have a testimony. I can't tell you right now, but it's been great. And I'm also a praying teacher too, and I believe that God can always help us to deal with not the first day of school, but just dealing with school and the whole year, just dealing with everything.
So at school as a whole, and after, the first day, the first week, and after all of that, after all the newness, what should parents be asking their child, like, after school? Like, not just, well, how was your day? What should they be asking their child, about their class in order to better help them?
Well, I would say you need to ask, even starting off with, what did you learn today? Okay, what did you learn? Do you have any assessments? Do you have any homeworks? Do you have any projects? Okay, how is it going socially? Are you getting along with your friends? Do you feel that your environment is safe in the classroom? And safe in all aspects, with your peers. And I would love to say that every educator is here, not in this panel, because I know they all are, but I would love to say that every educator that takes on the oath of being an educator really wants to be an educator. Well, we know that's not true. So sometimes your child may be telling the truth. So you need to come and make sure that you are coming to the environment and checking out the environment. You don't just drop off your precious gift and never go check out the environment.
Yes, and that's a big thing. Make sure that you are involved. A lot of parents do that. And what most district, majority of them, they try to have meet the teacher. And then, you want to, in order for your child to be more comfortable with the teacher, bring them to school that particular day. A lot of time parents don't come. And then the kid comes, here go little Johnny coming down, little Susie coming down the hallway the first day of school. They haven't seen me. They don't know me, So it's better, I would encourage all parents to, if they have meet the teacher, go meet the teacher, because you want to know who your child is going to spend majority of their day with. It could be a monster. but you don't even know the monster. You can't even pick out the monster. If he blue, if he red, you know, you don't know him because you never met the teacher. You know, a lot of parents don't come. And you want to be involved because that's the way you're going to end up helping your child. And you and the teacher are going to have a partnership with one another. Because I tell my parents, I'm married to you, you married to me. That's the way we're going to be. We're going to work as partners and we're going to work together. That's the only way you're going to help your child be successful. But if you don't be involved and they see you don't be involved, well, you know, it's not going to work. And I know that we all have to work. We all have busy lives. Like I tell them, I'm human just like you are. But it's very, very important that you work with me as the teacher and find out what's going on at the school. So then because sometimes, you know, a lot of times if something happens, then that's when the parent is upset. But they haven't came any other time. So if you do though, if you come in and get involved and when things do go on, then you can kind of feel a little more, you'll be, you know, a little more at knowledge of what's going on, and it'll work out smoothly instead of you being upset and then that's it. You upset. You don't even give the teacher a chance to explain themselves, you know, because if you get involved, then you kind of, like I tell my parents, you get involved and then we have a partnership with each other. Then when you have a concern, always feel free to ask me first instead of going to the administrator and you haven't talked to me yet. You know, ask me because I'm here to help. Email me, write me a note, you know, so I can explain to you what happened, and then we can work from there. Now, if you're not satisfied with what's going on, then we always can have a meeting with the administrator so we can be on one accord. Because, you know, like they say, pray. I pray every day. I even have my healing oil if I won't touch those desks, because I mean, you know, that's the way it works. And as teachers, you know, we can't really go into too much of the religion, but I do tell my kids, like, you know, when they first came, you know, I introduced them all about Miss Grant, all about me. And I told them, this is my hobby. I love to go to church. I say everybody doesn't go to church, but that's okay. But I do. That's what I love to do. I love, you know, and you have some of them that say, well, I go to church, and I say, well, it's all up to what your parents do. You should, but you know, that's what I tell them, that's what my parents taught me. That's what I know.
And in addition, you know, any struggles, you ask them about their struggles. Like, you know, if you ask, you have to be specific with the kids. I learned with even my own son when he was in school, I had to ask him specifically, you know, like you say, how was your day? That's just a very generic question. And so you have your boys and you have your little chatty girls. Your chatty girls will tell you everything that happened from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. But those boys, you ask, how was your day? And the response is probably going to be, okay. And then it's the end of the subject, and like, wait a minute, no, I need to know some details. So you have to say, well, what's going on in your math class? You know, what did you all learn in the math class? And sometimes you can really determine by hesitation or discomfort where things are going. So you can, you know, I learned as a single female parent when crying was too much. And so if I saw a certain discomfort when I said, well, okay, so you made that face when I said math, like what's going on in math? And if it's a shutdown, okay, so in an hour, come and tell me what's going on with math, because I really want to know what's going on in math, because do you need my help? Do I need to do something, you know, or what have you? And we learn to communicate in that way, because I know that, you know, we have a lot of parents who are single parents who are raising boys, and it's different. And so you don't want to take away what genetically is their makeup by push, but you want to be able to still understand what's going on so that there's a connection with you and the child in the house, but also how you need to advocate for that child when you go to the school. Because when he's shutting down and you just don't get enough information, now you're ready to go attack the teacher, and that's not the right tactic all the time. So I have to say that because sometimes that happens, and it's of the best intention from the parent sometimes, maybe not, but sometimes, most times it is. And then, you know, children just respond and communicate differently. And so it happens in the house and it happens at school. So you have to kind of come and connect, because like the madam on the end said, you know, we do have some people who are not maybe there for the best reasons, but we have so many that are. So, you know, sometimes it gets lost in translation, and it's the breakdown of communication, and it particularly happens in our community. And so we just have to do a better job together collectively, parent, teachers, administrators, of communicating effectively with each other, particularly when it comes to our males. We do.
And I'd also like to add to the importance of the relationship. That goes a very long way. And like I said, the relationship is very important. And a lot of times the children, you know, whatever they might come home and say, and you're upset, and the child loves that teacher to death. You know, they're back to loving them and you're still upset, you know. So you really have to make sure that those relationships are solid. And, you know, as a teacher myself, I would also make sure that my relationship with the parent was solid, so that if we did have those instances, the parent felt very comfortable coming to me and saying, Miss Small, did you do such and such? And most of the time I say, yes, I did, and let me tell you why. You know, because, and my parents would trust me and know that, you know, Miss Small is going to give you honest answers to as what happened or what the breakdown was. And so I think that it's very important that you have those relationships with your teachers, so that you know that even if a child does come home and might have a story to tell, that you are comfortable to go to that teacher and say, well, Miss Such and Such, my baby told me this, is that true? And that teacher might, you know, go ahead and disclose and share that information, even though there should have been a phone call before. But if it doesn't, just trust your teacher enough to be able to go to her first before going to administration.
Oh.
Okay, I'm a bully in your classroom, and I'm taking money from your kids. What y'all do about that?
Can I answer that one? No.
Okay, you want to take it?
No, I'm gonna let y'all.
Okay.
This is your day. Y'all.
Okay, so a lot of times the parents will call me, you know, and again, that's the communication part too. I would call teacher first. But when they do call me, I always do my investigation. And I'm always going to talk to the student who is the victim. And then later on, I'm going to go and find the student that is the person that's causing the pain. And a lot of times I try to find out, you know, exactly what's going on. And a lot of times on the elementary level, you might find that, you know, that's not the situation at all. It could be the bully's not taking the money, but parent is giving child money, the child wants to share money with friend, then later on, I want my money back. Yeah. And so after that, it becomes, you've taken my money. Now, when it is a serious issue, such as where it really is bullying, a lot of times it's the older kids, I do lessons. I'll go do whole class lessons. I have a process. I'm gonna do a whole class lesson. I still hear reports. I'm gonna go and pull those individuals in that group, and then I'm going to also let parents know. So, you know, it's going to stop if, you know, it's on my campus. So a lot of times that is my process. And you know, bullying is zero tolerance on our campus.
And I'm going to add to that also, as a teacher, if I want to encourage the parents to encourage their child. If you are having that kind of issue and it's a serious issue, let the teacher know also first. Let her know. You tell your parents and let the teacher know, and then I can look for that kind of things, and then I can talk to that particular student alone, because I don't ever want to talk to the child that's being bullied with the bully. I don't do that, because you don't want to make that child feel uncomfortable that if they tell the teacher something, then she gonna go back and tell them the other child gonna bully them more after they told. And one thing I want to also let parents know, because I have experienced this in the past as a teacher. If little John is bullying your daughter, you can't call me and say, oh, Ms. Grant, tell me what is that child's name? I have taken an oath as a teacher to protect that. Even if that child is the bully, I cannot disclose the name of that child to you at all. So if a teacher tells you that, well, I can't tell you who that child is, because we can't do it. It's by law. We can get it. We can lose our license if we do things like that. I know you want to protect your child, because I don't have any children, but I mean, I have nieces and nephews, you know, and I have stepkids. I mean, and my first response, but I want to know where that child lives, because I'm gonna go run them over with my car. Well, you know, as a teacher, I can't do that, you know, and I have had lots of parents ask me, and I say, you know what, I'm sorry, I can't tell you who the child is, but I will take care of it. I'm gonna handle it, and then I can I'll send it up to the counselor. I'll talk to the counselor about it and see what can she do to help me so I can resolve the problem, because I don't want to ever have my child, have your child come to school and they not comfortable. And one thing I do teach in my classroom, respect. We're gonna respect each other. We're not gonna be rude to one another. We don't call each other names. Even if you have a child that answers a question and the question is not right, we don't laugh. I stop it immediately. Immediately. You nip it in the bud, like my mom used to tell me, and you stop it then. And I tell them, no, we're not gonna laugh at anybody, because, you know, all of us, sometimes I answer questions, it may not be correct, but I don't want to laugh. I don't want you, if somebody falls, you're not gonna laugh at them. If I fall, don't laugh at me. Come and help me. You know, help me up. You know, that's what you teach them in the classroom, so they can learn to be respectful to one another and be helping to one another. And say, for instance, if they do make that mistake, I will request for them to apologize. And I'm gonna say, why, you need to apologize to Johnny, and you need to tell Johnny why you apologize. Don't just say, I'm sorry. And when you say I'm sorry, it's not going to be in a nasty way. It's going to be a nice and friendly way. Even though you may not want to say it, you're going to bite the bullet, you're going to do it anyway. And if they do it that way, I say, let's do it again. I am sorry for laughing at you when you fail. And then that person is going to say, I accept your apology. I might even tell them to give a hug. If you don't want a hug, let's give a handshake. Let's give an air dap. You know, something like that to help them to understand, be accountable for if you did do something that wasn't not so nice, because you want to help them to learn that, you know.
If I could add one thing, parents, don't be in denial, meaning that if a child is bullying, the accuser, most of the time our job is to get to the root cause of why the child is doing that. We know something is not right if a child is doing that. But when the school call you, whether it's a learning disability or whatever, we have no reason to lie on kids. For the most part, teachers do not have any reason to lie on kids. So a lot of times we can't fix the problem because the parents are in denial. And so I'm just saying, if a teacher takes their time out, because I don't know, most of us got lives and kids, and we don't want to be at school 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock calling parents. So if we call you, it's an issue. So just do not be in denial, and let's get your child some help if your child is being accused of that, and so that we can get to the root cause and fix the problem.
I just want to say that, you know, the counselor does a really good job. We have like professional development, so we have like a lot of different information that's given to teachers to kind of look for kids that are being bullied. Then they also come out and do different types of activities. So if a child is being bullied and nobody wants to speak up, the counselor will act out different activities, different things that to let a child know that, okay, we're in a safe environment. And if Ms. Brown and Ms. Davis, if we're doing something, she may act out what actually we're doing, and at that time, the child may not come out and say anything while the counselor's there. But the counselor provides a lot of different activities that she come to the classroom and give different examples of what is bullying and what we should do, and then who she contacts. So we have a good resource on campus.
Well, we are ending our questions here. And I want to say thank you so much, everyone, for coming and supporting. And I know that everyone got something out of this, whether it was on the internet or whether it was here. I thank you so much for your knowledge. I'm going to pass it over to Pastor Davis. We're going to do our prayer for our back to school for the students and the teachers.
All right, come on, can we just give this panel another hand? Thank you all. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you all so very much. If I had $1 million, I'd give it to each and every one of you. But, you know, Lady D and I are going to be getting with y'all later, and we're going to bless you some kind of way. Amen? Amen. We're going to take care of y'all. Brother Don, if you come grab these mics for me, please, sir. All right. Okay, what I want to do now, and we've heard a lot of great information. And let me ask y'all this question. Were you all blessed by the information you got today? Come on, were y'all really blessed by that? Amen. I don't know about you all, but I was tremendously, abundantly blessed by it, you know, because I know me being a pastor and also being an educator, a lot of the things I was somewhat familiar with, but, you know, I never have admitted to know everything. So it's always good to have people who are experts in the field who can come up and share more information with you. But the key word that stuck out to me as they were talking was communication. Communication. People, I know it's kind of cliche-ish or whatever, but communication is key. And the thing is, you know, we have to make sure we're all in communication with each other. And it's so very important for me as an educator to make sure I'm building relationships with my parents as well. And, you know, and like they say, you know, just remember, I mean, as a parent, we're supposed to be our child's greatest advocate. We're supposed to be our child's greatest advocate. And at the same time, you have children who are in your classrooms, or you have children who are with, you know, your children are with those teachers every day. I tell mine, and I know other teachers are in here too. Hey, you know, look, I'm gonna love you and treat you just like I would my own. When you get out of line, I'm gonna check you. You know, if you're doing well, I'm going to praise you for that. You know, and it's always important that, but like LaKenya said, there are some teachers who really need to have their certification revoked, so to speak. So we, you know, of course, but going back to being prayerful and everything, you know, God will reveal to you when something ain't right. He always does, always does. So keep that in mind as well. So what I want to do right now is the music plays softly. I want to do something a little different today. Excuse me. What I want to do is, first of all, and because I didn't do this last year, are there any students who are going back to college? All right. All right. Okay. If you are any students, I don't care how young you, how I don't want to say old, how mature you are, I want you all to come forward first. Come forward first. Don't be shy. And I'm gonna stand